All week long, Shrek playing at the Muny. One of the actors in Shrek we saw a couple weeks ago at the Tony Awards. He was nominated for Chaplin, didn't win. I'm asking for a recount. Rob McClure in for the Muny this week and here in studio. Robert, welcome Big 550 KTRS.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
We'll get to Shrek in a second.
Yeah.
Chaplin,
Yeah.
you were in on Broadway.
Mm-hmm.
Last year? Was it
Yeah,
last year?
It was closed last January.
Last January. How long was the run for?
It was about 6 months.
6 months.
Yeah.
After I watched Chaplin, I waited outside the stage door for you because I could not. I wanted to see what you looked like out of the uniform and out of the makeup because the transformation of you, Chaplin, was so extraordinary. I can't remember a better time I had at the theater than seeing you in Chaplin.
Thank you so much. That was a special time in my life and a special group of people. And a lot of people say, like, do you ever feel like you're gonna be typecast as Chaplin? And I was like, no, I don't think so. But I'm happy that you think that I could be.
Right.
You know, it's one of those things where it's endlessly flattering to be.
It was a breakout role for you, wasn't it?
Yeah, for sure. It was life-changing.
Yeah. Actually, I came back and I talked to Mike Isaacson, and I said, I just saw Chaplin, and he said, that McClure kid's getting a lot of buzz about that. What happened? Why did it not stick around? Was it...
You know, the business is tough to begin with, but we were dealing with the hurricane, and a lot of times January, February, March are notoriously rough on Broadway because it's after the holidays and it's cold and nobody wants to go out and see shows. So usually it's the piggy bank that's built up from the holidays that allows them to get through those times, and the hurricane knocked out several weeks of that piggy bank.
Gotcha.
So it was about there were about 6 of us that all closed on the same weekend because it was a rough season.
I try and explain to people, and we'll get to Shrek in a second, but
Yeah.
I waited long enough, and I didn't, because you took so long, I didn't get to see you, so this is my time. Trying to explain Chaplin to people,
Yeah.
it was a black and white musical.
Yeah, down to our skin.
It was live, but it was black and white.
Yep.
And you don't realize it till that giant scene at the end with the red carpet, and your eyes blow up, and you're like, "Oh my goodness! I've just been watching this in black and white."
Yeah. It was fun for the audience to see how much the black and white would hold up, you know, and how much texture and color there is within black and white. And then that final scene in color was sort of a sucker punch. It was great.
The also the scene where you, and I was telling this to the guys yesterday, you film a scene of Charlie Chaplin laying the bricks.
Yes.
So you on the stage, you film it like you were filming it originally.
That's right.
Then they show the final clip.
Yeah.
It is one of the greatest magic tricks the world has ever seen.
Yeah, and Chaplin, he was that guy. He sort of changed the art form, and he was the first one to say, like, what would this look like if we play it backwards? And it's this great gag where what he really did was just stack bricks that were being thrown up to him. But once it's played in reverse, it looks like he's doing this amazing feat of juggling bricks. And he was the first one to sort of play with the art form in that way.
It was almost like he invented the wheel, in a sense, right? I mean, before that, nobody could figure out the wheel, and he invented the wheel.
Yeah, and there was also not that sort of universal fame before him. You know, he showed up in 1913 with nothing, this poor kid from South London. And within 7 years was the most famous man in the world. And up till then, if you were a celebrity, that meant in the theater and you had to go see them.
Right.
It wasn't until that moment that suddenly celebrities could be put in boxes and a few title cards changed out and you could ship them to any country in the world. So he was one of the first real universal superstars.
It was almost like YouTube. I mean, it was the
Truly.
first YouTube sensation.
That's right.
In a sense. Rob McClure with us, and I'm gushing over him because I had a chance to see him in Chaplin. Any chance of them bringing that back, taking it on the road?
Chaplin is going on tour in the fall of 2014. Hopefully it will come through St. Louis. I have no idea if I'm doing it yet because it's so far away, but God, I would love to.
Yeah, no, it was, if you ever get a chance, it was absolutely wonderful. Okay, so you move on, bigger and better things, and what's bigger than and better than the Muny?
Absolutely. I got to play the Muny 2 summers ago in Little Shop of Horrors.
Okay.
And the second Michael Isaacson called with the offer, I was thrilled.
Now, who are you in Shrek?
I'm Lord Farquaad, the 4-foot
God bless you.
wannabe king, and I'm also puppeteering the head of this 30-foot dragon puppet. So I'm having a blast.
Now, Broadway's very different than the Muny, similar to the Muny, exactly the same. It doesn't matter.
In terms of what we're doing, in terms of storytelling, it's the same. But it's on a scale that is unmatched anywhere else. You're in front of 12,000 people a night, and the stage is enormous, and you're outside. It has the Muny has a sense of event that you don't really get at other theaters. People are coming, with their entire families, and there is a sense of community there that's really lovely.
And then, so it's a 2-week stint, right? Because you spend 1 week rehearsing.
That's it. Yeah, it's really short. We have 11 days of rehearsal, so it's unique in that way that I kind of joke that the Muny creates this real sense of family, and you show up and everyone goes, we all love each other. This is amazing, right? We all love each other. Okay, now go, because we have 11 days, and everybody gets it done, and it's kind of amazing to watch the well-oiled machine that is the Muny.
Is there anything like the Muny in the country? Is there anything like this?
Not that I've ever worked at. No,
Yeah.
no. I defy anyone to find it because it is truly unique in that way.
It's also, I love the fact that the last 10 rows are ultimately and perpetually free.
It's great. It's so great. And I'm always astounded that 1,000 people show up for free seats every performance. It's really moving that people who would otherwise maybe not be able to come and see it do and get to because they offer that. It's a special thing.
So you were in Little Shop of Horrors 2 years ago.
Yeah.
You're in Shrek this week.
Yep.
How are the fans different? Tell me about the fans. Do you even know the fans?
As in fans of the show, or
not,
as in the
not
huge,
fans of the show.
the huge new fans,
giant prop propellers.
I think the audience gets to really, really enjoy them, but those of us on stage under the lights didn't change much for us. We're out there in the heat, and I'm on my knees for most of the show playing this 4-foot king. And I've got these little fake legs, and I'm wearing this huge padded stomach and this doublet, and then a snow leopard cape. So the fans ain't helping me much.
You are in Shrek all week at the Muny. McClure was nominated for Best Actor for a Tony with his work with Chaplin, and it's with the artist and Chaplin. People don't realize, and it's unfortunate that silent movies have a negative connotation, or black and white have a negative connotation.
Yeah.
Spend 5 minutes watching the artist.
Yeah.
And when Chaplin comes through, spend 5 minutes, and you'll see how brilliant these guys really were.
Yeah. And I defy anyone to go on YouTube and watch some Chaplin clips, and you'll see just how much not only do they hold up, but that they're truly special.
How hard was it to get into his character? Because he walked differently, he talked differently.
Yeah, it was tough. A lot of people when we first came out were like, how are you making a musical about a silent film character? And what's funny is that the musical was not about the little tramp character. It was about Chaplin the man who had plenty to say, and in certain parts of his life too much to say, some might say.
Right.
So his life lent itself beautifully to a musical. He was a very musical guy, and he wrote the music for all of his films in addition to being the director, writer, producer. So he was a multi-talented guy. So getting into his head was tough, and getting the physicality of the little tramp character right.
Why does it? Now, I was in New York a couple weeks ago, and I saw Tom Hanks in
Lucky Guy,
which was phenomenal,
amazing.
But we waited for him outside the stage door, and it took him forever. What is it with you guys? What do you guys do after the stage?
It usually is we have somebody, friends or somebody, who have come to the show. So the show comes down, we have to take a shower because at the end of Chaplin, I was 85 years old, so I had to wash all this old off of me.
Right.
And then you get out, and there's usually like 13 friends or family who are there who you want to show around, and then eventually you make your way out the door. And we were running in the winter, and I would have to apologize to these sweet people who had been waiting in the freezing cold.
That's half the fun I've decided of going to a Broadway play. After you, thanks to you, because I was by myself. I had a free night in New York, and I went and got the ticket, and I went and I waited. And it was so much fun to see the actors walk out.
Yeah.
It's just part of the atmosphere.
Well, it is, and that's the reason that you go to the theater instead of stay home and watch a movie, because we're really there. We're breathing the same air.
Yeah. Robert McClure is in Shrek all week. Tony-nominated actor, so you don't get any better than that. He's in Shrek all week. And who do you play again?
Lord Farquaad.
I don't want to say that because I might get an FCC violation.
And then I'll be back at the Muny doing Mary Poppins in a few weeks.
Oh,
I'm doing
great.
Bert and Mary Poppins.
Fantastic. Make sure you have a Ted Drew's frozen custard.
Absolutely, already done.
Good. All right, good. And make sure you check out the Arch, too.
And we got it at the Arch. We did the City Museum. We rocked it out.
Good. Thank you for coming in. Always a pleasure.
My pleasure.
And thank you for a wonderful Chaplin. It really was a fun night.
Thanks so much.
Shrek all this week at the Muny. It's 9 o'clock. KTRS St. Louis.